Hello, everybody, and welcome to the top 5 new comics for August 17th and 18th of 2021. I am, as always, Chris, and we got a cool slate of books this week, starting with Moon Knight number 2. This is written by Jed MacKay with art by Art-Alessandro Cappuccio. I loved the first issue of Moon Knight. It was kind of a back to basics version of Moon Knight. He's fighting vampires, which is always nice. He's on the streets protecting a city or part of the city. It really felt like an old school Moon Knight where we didn't feel so bogged down with the split personality disorder. In short, it was everything that Jed promised me it would be when I interviewed him. And I just loved it. And Alessandro, the art was just out of this world. I was so happy with everything involved with this book. And I look forward to continuing the story, especially with how we left off the first issue and the big cliffhanger. Whew, some good stuff. Check out Moon Knight. It's awesome. After that, we got X-Men, The Trial of Magneto, number 1. This is written by Leah Williams with art by Lucas Werneck. And special thanks, apparently, to Jonathan Hickman. So, Trial of Magneto. This is kind of the first big thing to come out of the Hellfire Gala. Spoilers if you didn't read that yet, but Scarlet Witch is dead, and we don't know why. And who's the prime suspect? Well, of course, it's Magneto. So it's really a continuation of some of the stuff that's been going on in the X-verse. I am a little wary with it because it is a continuation of X Factor, which I was not a huge fan of. But I did like everything that came out of the Hellfire Gala. I really enjoyed the planet-sized issue. And I've been loving the X-Men proper book since. So I'm hoping that this is a fun story and we get a cool revelation out of this, along with a cool story. So looking forward to it. Looks like it should be fun. After that, got Kang the Conqueror, number 1. This is written by Jackson Lanzing and Collin Kelly, with art by Carlos Magno and Espen Grundetjern. I hope I got that name right. I might have messed that up. Dude, Kang the Conqueror. That's all I gotta say right there. I love this character. I'm really glad that he's become an MCU villain because that means we're gonna get more Kang stuff in the near future. It's just such a cool, interesting character, and I believe this is the first time he's gotten a solo book. I could be wrong about that, but we're going to dive into the origin of Kang and try to fix that whole mess. I do have some worries here. I naturally am not a big fan of origin stories, so that's a thing, but just the fact that Kang's getting his own book is enough to get me through it. We'll see how good it is, and you'll know pretty fast how I feel about it because, I'm sure I'll be talking about this book real soon. After that, I have Radiant Black, number 7. This is written by Kyle Higgins with art by Art-Marcello Costa. I think every Radiant Black issue has been on this list. I've absolutely loved Radiant Black. I love the twists and turns of Radiant Black. It's filling a hole in my reading library that's been gone for a while, probably since Invincible left. It doesn't have that same Invincible violence to it, but it does have those very adult themes inside of a superhero world, which I'm really enjoying. And I mean, all I'll say is I want more. It's tough to talk about this book without spoiling too much. We're at kind of a point where people could be jumping on via trade, or otherwise. It's just a really good book. It's drawn really well. Costa's art has just been phenomenal, And I look forward to following this book in the future. And to everyone out there that maybe isn't checking this out, I believe the trade just came out for Volume 1. This is a new story arc, so Image is usually pretty good with, hey, here's a $10 trade for Volume 1, and here's issue 7, so you can keep going with it. So I always recommend that to people who are checking it out for the first time. After that, I've got Marjorie Finnegan, Temporal Criminal, number 4. This is written by Garth Ennis with art by Art-Goran Sudzuka. I don't know if I've had this book on one of these lists before, but I felt like I need to talk about it because it's just such a fun book. It's such a Garth book. It's tough. I know when we talked about Space Criminals, I talked a lot about how it gave me The Boys vibes because Derek's art just bleeds onto the page. And the visual concept of that world just feels like an extension of The Boys to me. And that's due to Derek's art. This book gives me Boys vibes because the dialogue is very much from that book, and the themes that we're tackling are similar from that book. We're not talking about superhero stuff, but we are doing a very Garth Ennis type book here, and he's attacking time travel in this one. And like, there's simple things in here that just make me smile because it's just Garth talking about kind of the absurdity of overthinking things in these stories. Like, there's literally a device called the Unfucker, which just, whenever you mess something up in time, it fixes it. We don't need an explanation. It just does. And I love that. I love that he just throws that in there to be like, don't think about this. Just enjoy the ride. We got a cool lead character of Marjorie Finnegan. We got a cool overarching story going on here. I just love this book. I think it's got to be up there, one of my favorite miniseries of the year so far. It's been awesome. And yeah, everybody should check Marjorie Finnegan, Temporal Criminal out from AWA. Don't talk about a whole lot of AWA books, but this one's worth it. So everybody, thanks so much for watching. Remember to hit that like button down below, subscribe to the channel, and check out the podcast, Fortress Comic News. This week we talked to Joshua Dysart. Really nice guy. A lot of fun stuff we talked about. He tells some amazing stories that I want all of you to listen to because they blew me away as he was telling me. So I really enjoyed them. So check out that show. And those are also on the YouTube as well. You can check out the Dysart interview on its own. If you don't like podcasts, it's right there for you. So thank you all so much for watching this week. We'll see you all here next week.